Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So I know we're on a 2-week international break, but I thought I'd show you my transfer targets for game week 12. I've got 3 free transfers and 0.3 million in the bank, and I might use all 3 transfers. In today's video, I'll go over how I got on in game week 11 and I activated the bench boost. I'll go over my side and show you the exit rankings and who I could potentially be selling this game week. Then I'll show you my updated game week 12 shortlist for my side. Also in this video, I'll go over yellow cards and why I'm not buying players when other managers are this game week. And then I'll do a quick section on the African Cup of Nations, who will be going to the tournament, who you might be buying and you might need to sell, and who you might not want to buy from now on because they'll be going to the African Cup of Nations in game week 16-17. Just before we get started, I just want to say thank you everybody that subscribed to my channel. I got 500 subscribers this week. My target was to get 500 subscribers before the end of the year, and I've done it with 7 weeks left. So with this in mind, I've set a new target of 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you watch this video and you do get something from it, do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And before we get started, get in the comment section and let me know where you're ranked in the world. I'm really curious to know where my viewers are ranked in the world at the moment. Anyway, intro out of the way, let's just get into the video. So first of all, let's go over how I got in game week 11. I used the bench boost and I got 52 points. With them 52 points, I've risen 115,000 in the world, so I'm now ranked 343,000 in the world. As you can see, my side didn't do that well. I only had 3 players that did really good this game week in Saka, Haaland and Dewsbury Hall. I used the bench boost this game week and got 14 points, so I'm pretty happy with that. Dewsbury Hall got himself an assist, he got a clean sheet bonus, he got 2 bonus points for giving DEFCON points, and he also got a bonus point for the match, so he got 9 points, which was really good. It helped my bench boost work. Saka got himself a goal, he got 3 bonus points, and he got himself DEFCON points. Captain Haaland, and he got 4 points, that doubled up to 8. He got a goal, but he missed a penalty, so he -2 for missing the penalty. I also have Semenyo in my side, who also missed a penalty, so he got 0 points. The double up on Arsenal's defence didn't work this game week. They drew 2-2 against Sunderland, so they both didn't keep a clean sheet. Enzo Fernandes was super unlucky to get a goal or an assist against Wolves, but he only got 3 points from it. But didn't keep a clean sheet and he conceded 3 goals again for the second game week in a row. He came up with concussion. We've got a 2-week international break and he should be back for game week 12, but we will see. Bowen was at home against Burnley and I was keeping him for that game week, hoping he'll get a goal or an assist. He didn't, so I think I might be selling him in game week 12. Crystal Palace vs Brighton was a 0-0 draw. I was surprised that no goals were scored in that game, so I didn't get any attacking returns from Sarah or Mateta. So this is how my side looks for game week 12. I've got 0.3 million in the bank and 3 transfers to use. I've rolled my transfer in game week 11, so I had 3 transfers this game week, so I can make a few changes. Bournemouth conceded 4 goals against Aston Villa in game week 11. They've conceded 10 goals in the last 4 game weeks, so it's a bit worrying for Senesi. But Bournemouth are at home against West Ham in game week 12, so I do think I'll keep Senesi for this game week. I have looked at potentially selling him around game week 15, where the fixtures get a bit harder again. But the next 3 fixtures are pretty good, so I do think I'll keep hold of Senesi until that point. The only thing that might make me move that Senesi transfer forward is if he gets 5 yellow cards and he's suspended. He's currently on 3 yellow cards, but could easily get 2 yellow cards in the next 2 game weeks, and then be suspended for the 3rd game week where I want him. If he picks up a yellow card in the next 3 game weeks and the fixtures do turn in game week 15, then I think it will be an easy sell for me. And if you've got a defender on 4 yellow cards and they were 1 yellow card away from a suspension, they might not make as many tackles, so he might not be as consistent with DEFCON points if he's on 4 yellow cards. The player that I do want to sell this game week is Bowen. I've not been impressed with him the last few game weeks. He has been unlucky the last few game weeks not to get an attacking return, but he's got Bournemouth and then Liverpool in the next 2 fixtures, so I do think it's the right time to sell. 2 other players that I could potentially sell this game week is Enzo Fernandes and Anderson. I know you're probably looking at this and thinking Chelsea have got a good fixture away against Burnley in game week 12, so why sell Enzo Fernandes? Pulled out the Argentina squad for the international break. I don't think it's their problem, but I do think it is something that they're managing, and I do think over the busy Christmas period he will be managed, and I have got a little bit of a worry that he might get benched in the next few game weeks. Chelsea the early kick-off in game week 12 away against Burnley. A few players will be coming back from international break a bit late, like Caicedo, so I don't know how that'll go. And I'm also a little bit wary about Chelsea's form after international breaks. And then you add in that the early fixture, and I'm also a little bit worried about what happens in the early fixtures. Sometimes they're a little bit boring and a little bit stalemate, so I won't be surprised if it's a 0-0 draw. So with all that factored in, I might sell Enzo Fernandes. And then we've got Anderson, he's at home against Sunderland, which is a good fixture, and you could easily start him this game week. I haven't been impressed with Fulham so far this season. They have been conceding quite a lot of goals. And after game week 12, the fixtures in 13, 14 and 15 aren't that great, and I don't think I want to play him anyway. So I'm thinking of selling him and getting somebody that I actually want to start every game week. So with this in mind, let's have a look at my updated exit rankings for game week 12. And as you can see, Bowen's gone into the sell category. Anderson, Enzo Fernandes, Rodon and Dewsbury Hall have gone into the at-risk category. I know Dewsbury Hall got an assist Shortlist in game week 11 and he helped my bench boost, but I do think in the next few game weeks I will sell him. Everton's fixtures are turning really hard, and I did use the bench boost in game week 11 with the thought process that I might sell some players on my bench and upgrade my starting 11 in the next few game weeks, and he's one of them players that I might downgrade on my bench to upgrade my starting 11. Rodon's on there because Leeds' fixtures from now till game week 19 aren't that great, and I don't think I'll start him anywhere. So if I do want to buy a defender, he could go, and as I've mentioned before, Anderson and Enzo Fernandes could be sold this game week. So with 3 free transfers and 0.3 million in the bank, let's have a look at my shortlist for this game week. So I do think I'll sell Bowen in game week 12, and I think there's 2 players that I could replace him with. One is Thiago and one's Guiu. If I buy Thiago, it'll be somebody that I'll be looking to play most of the game weeks. If I buy Guiu, it'll be somebody that I'll be putting on my bench. If I do sell Enzo, I could get Bruno and Mbeumo instead of him. And then if I do sell a defender, I could get Virgil van Dijk instead of them. I think I do favour buying a Liverpool defender over a Crystal Palace one, just because Crystal Palace haven't got any respite from now till game week 19, and I do think it'll catch up with them. I've added 3 new players to my shortlist: Van Dijk, O'Reilly and Kuna. Brighton have kept clean sheets in the last 2 game weeks, so I have been impressed with Van Dijk. O'Reilly's got 3 attacking returns in the last 3 game weeks, and City's fixtures from game week 13 turn really good, so he could be a really good option. From game week 16-17, Aït-Nouri will be going to the African Cup of Nations, so you do expect that O'Reilly will be playing from them game weeks onwards. And that's the same case for Mbeumo in game week 16-17. He'll be going to the African Cup of Nations, so maybe Kuna will be a good option to go for. This is the fixture ticker from now till game week 19, and as you can see, Liverpool are at the top, and then it's Man United, Fulham, Bournemouth, Brentford. So I do like the possibility of buying Van Dijk or Bruno or Mbeumo, because both of them are at the top of the fixture ticker from now till game week 19. As I've mentioned with Anderson, Fulham's fixtures aren't that great after game week 12. They've got Tottenham, Man City and Crystal Palace. Yeah, I'm third on the fixture ticker, and I could go back there around game week 16 where the fixtures turn better. I'll get 5 free transfers in game week 16, and he could be the player that I buy in game week 16, then I don't have to roll one. And Brentford are in 5th place, and I've been looking at Thiago. I'm thinking of potentially giving him a miss and going for a Guiu instead. Yes, I know Guiu won't get me any points, but I'm thinking I might free hit in game week 13, and I can get Thiago into my side for that Burnley home game, because there were 3 fixtures around that game week are away from home. They're away against Brighton, Arsenal and Tottenham. And yet again, I'm thinking I could potentially buy him in game week 16, where he's got 3 home fixtures in the next 4. He's at home against Leeds, Bournemouth and Tottenham, with a away game against Wolves. As I've mentioned, I'm looking to sell Bowen this game week. He's got Bournemouth and Liverpool in the next 2 fixtures. Then he's away against Man United, Brighton. Then he's got a fixture against Aston Villa, Man City. So I don't really think I need to keep him long term. And then the other player that I'm potentially going to sell is Enzo Fernandes. He's away against Burnley this fixture, which is an easy game, but he's an early kickoff, so I'm not too sure how it'll go. And with him carrying this injury knock on his knee, I'm not too sure if he'll keep playing over the Christmas period. And after game week 12, the fixtures do get harder. They've got Arsenal in game week 13. They've got Leeds in game week 14, but it's an away fixture and Leeds are pretty good at home. Then they're away against Bournemouth, then they're home against Everton, then they've got Newcastle, Aston Villa and Bournemouth. All of them are not the easiest of fixtures. And I do think over the Christmas period there will be a bit of rotation with Maresca, and I do think Cole Palmer will be back fit, so I do think he'll be playing. Will he start Cole Palmer and João Pedro behind Liam Delap, and then push Enzo Fernandes further back into the midfield? We will see over the next few game weeks. So with all that in mind, I could make 3 transfers this game week, and option number 1 is to sell Anderson, Enzo Fernandes and Bowen, and instead of them I get Van Dijk, Bruno and Guiu. I used the bench boost in game week 11, so putting Guiu as 3rd choice on the bench isn't the worst, because I won't be planning to use my bench for the next few game weeks. And then in game week 16 we'll get 5 free transfers, so if I do need another outfield player I can upgrade him then. I feel like over the next few game weeks Van Dijk and Bruno will be worthwhile, and making them 3 transfers it'll leave me with 0.2 million in the bank. And then option number 2 is to sell Timber, Enzo and Bowen and get Van Dijk and Mbeumo and Thiago. I know somebody's watching this part of the video and saying don't sell Timber, and I do hear you. Just with this option I wanted to buy Thiago and see what other options I could buy. So I bought Mbeumo because he's a little bit cheaper than Bruno Fernandes. Then I overspent by 0.1 million, so I thought maybe Timber out for Van Dijk. Arsenal have been really good for clean sheets, but they conceded 2 against Sunderland, and they've got Tottenham and Chelsea in the next 2 game weeks. The other option is to sell Anderson and Rodon and get a 4.4 million defender, maybe Van Dijk instead of Anderson. I'd downgrade Rodon to a 3.9 million defender and get him 3rd on my bench. Now I'm recording this video and talking about it, I'm thinking maybe I do actually just sell Anderson or Rodon instead of Timber. It just means I won't have any Liverpool assets for these good fixtures coming up. But if I do plan to use the free hit in game week 13, at least I can get him for that game week. If I'm going to buy Guiu in option number 1 and put him 3rd on my bench, I could do that with option number 2. So I could sell my 5th choice defender and get a 3.9 and put him 3rd on my bench instead. So the next section I wanted to talk about was yellow cards for the next few game weeks. So if you pick up 5 yellow cards, you get an automatic 1 match suspension. After a team's played 19 games this season, the threshold goes up from 5 to 10, but that's a long way away and a lot of players will be getting up to the 5 yellow cards before we get up to game week 20. So for example, all the defenders with 4 yellow cards so far this season is Romero, Jimenez, Collins, Bradley, Dorgu and Williams. So if these players get a yellow card in the league from now till game week 20, then they'll get a 1 match suspension. That's the same for the midfielders, and there's a lot of managers looking at Xhaka and Szoboszlai, but I just wanted to flag just before managers bought them that if they do pick up another yellow card, they will be suspended. I did look at potentially buying Szoboszlai this game week, but because he's on 4 yellow cards now, I'm not going to be going there. I'd rather wait until he gets that 5th yellow card, get that suspension out of the way, and then buy him after it, because the last thing I want to do is buy him in game week 12, he gets a yellow card, and then I'm missing him for game week 13. In game week 11, Paqueta picked up his 5th yellow card, so he's suspended for game week 12. And then I've just listed off a few players on 3 yellow cards that I think a lot of managers might be buying in the next few game weeks. I've got them in the side. So as I've mentioned earlier in the video, if Senesi gets up to 5 yellow cards before game week 15, then I might sell him earlier. I have been looking at potentially buying Munoz and Thiago, but with them being on 3 yellow cards, maybe I just wait until they get that suspension out of the way. I will say you don't have to do it like this because they might not pick up 5 yellow cards before game week 20, and you might not buy the player that actually does really well for the next few game weeks just because of the yellow cards that doesn't happen. In the last section, I just want to put the African Cup of Nations slide back on the screen so you can see who's going to be going in game week 16-17. So if you do have Mbeumo, Ndiaye or Sarr in your side, you potentially have to sell them in game week 16-17 when they go to the African Cup of Nations. Also the likes of Norris, Salah, Marmoush and Wissa that will be going to the African Cup of Nations. I've been unsure if I do buy Mbeumo this game week or do I just give it a miss and buy somebody else like Bruno instead, because in game week 16-17 I'll probably have to sell him. I know I get an extra few transfers, but I probably want to use them on other players. So that's why I'm a little bit in favour of just buying Bruno Fernandes instead, because at least from game week 16-17 onwards I'll know he'll be in my side and be playing all the time. And the thing that we've seen with Bruno Fernandes over the seasons is that he plays nearly every game and he plays the full 90 minutes, and you need that over a Christmas period. So one last time back over to my side, and this is how I line up with 3 free transfers. I don't really feel like I need to make a transfer this game week, but I might actually make 3, because there's no real point rolling the transfers, because from game week 15 we'll have to use them all up, because in game week 16 we'll get another extra 5 transfers, so in game week 15 a lot of us will be using all our transfers that we've got. So I might as well make 3 transfers and try and get some points on the board from now till game week 15. I don't think it's the best to just roll the transfers up until game week 15 and then just use them just for the sake of it. I might as well get points from now till game week 15 with these transfers. As you can see, nothing's locked in at the moment. I'll do another transfer plans video on Tuesday morning. If you liked or enjoyed this content, do think about hitting the like and subscribe button. It'll help the channel grow. I did have the target of hitting 500 subscribers before the end of the year, and I've hit that target. I've set a new target of getting 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I've got 7 weeks to do it, so if you do enjoy this type of content and UEFA Champions League content, then hit that like and subscribe button. Anyway, I'm waffling on. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.